Okay, so we're looking at the brachium. The first thing we're going to look at is the bicep brachii. So the bicep brachii has two heads. It has the smaller head and the long head. So as we see, the long head is going and following the groove of the intertrabecular sulcus, and it goes and it inserts on the supratubercle of the glenoid fossa. On the other hand, we have this smaller head, which is going to come and originate with the coronoid process. And then both of them are coming and they're going to insert, here we can't really see, but into the radial tuberosity of the radial bone. And what's going to happen is these are going to flex the elbow. That's their main function. Alongside them, we have this muscle over here, and this is called the coracoid brachialis. Again, it's inserting on the coracoid process, and no, it's originating on the coracoid process and inserting on the midshaft of the humerus. And again, it's also helping with flexion of the elbow. Then this big muscle over here, which was lying beneath the bicep brachii, is called the brachialis. So as you can see, it is originating midway through the shaft of the humerus bone. And basically it's going to go and insert on the ulnar tuberosity of the ulnar bone. And this is also going to help with flexion of the elbow. You can see their innervation. They're also known as the BBC muscles. So all three of these muscles I've just spoken to you about are innervated by the musculocutaneous nerve. And their blood supply is the brachial artery. Look at the posterior part of the brachium, otherwise known as the extensor compartment. And here we see the tricep brachii. So actually there are three heads. We'll see the lateral head towards the lateral side. And then this one right in the center is the long head. And it's the long head because it goes and it articulates with the glenoid fossa at the infraglenoid tuberosity. And just underneath it and to the side, as you can see here, we have the medial part of the tricep brachii. Hence why it's called tricep, because it has three parts. All of these will then come and insert on the olecranon, which we can see over here. And so they all collectively together extend the elbow. And they're innervated by the radial nerve, all three of them, as well as by the profundus brachial artery is their blood supply. So now we're going to have a look at the antebrachial, but the anterior part, otherwise known as the flexor compartment. So actually, to start off with, we can see that they're all originating from the medial epicondyle, which is located on the humerus. So the first muscle that we're going to look at here is the pronator teres. And just behind the pronator teres, we have the flexor carpi radialis going to the thumb. And then the one just after that is our palmaris longus, which will come and insert in the palm. And just behind it, the small muscle that we can see over here is our flexor carpi ulnaris, because it's going towards the pinky. These are the superficial muscles. But if we remove this, we're going to see an intermediate muscle. We can't see the whole of it as we had to reflect it. But this portion here, just know that it's covered entirely by the flexor digitorum superficialis, which is going to go and insert into the digits as well. But then these are the deep muscles now that we can see here. So this one that we find laterally is called the flexor pollicis longus. It's going to help with flexion of the pollis. And then this muscle just close to it is our flexor digitorum profundus. Now what you need to know with the flexor digitorum profundus is it has two innervations. So the last two digits, or digits 4 and 5, are innervated by the ulnar nerve, whereas digits 2 and 3 are innervated by the median nerve. All the muscles I said before are also innervated by the median nerve. And all of them, their blood supply is coming from the ulnar artery, but the deeper ones are called the anterior interosseous artery. All right, thank you. Look at the anconeus, right over here. Okay, now if we remove these superficial muscles, we're first going to see this big muscle over here, which helps with supination. So this is our supinator. And next to the supinator, we have this abductor pollicis longus. So it's going to help with abduction of the pollex. And next to it, we have our extensor pollicis brevis. So it extends the thumb. And right next to it, we can see our extensor pollicis longus, again for extension of the thumb. And the last muscle that we see here, that's in the deep, is our extensor indicis muscle. Now, if we look at these deep muscles that I've just mentioned, they're innervated and the blood supply are both by the posterior interosseous artery and nerve alike. Both, well, the artery is derived from the ulnar artery, but the nerve is from the radial nerve. Whereas the superficial ones were being innervated by the radial nerve as well.